All right, everybody's asked me a couple things. One, like of the private clubs I've reviewed, right? Like, what's my best one? Where do they rank? And I've reviewed a number of them, and those are fun videos. I'm glad you guys like those. I have a lot of fun with those, and more coming. So some people like pieces of them. They don't like other pieces. Some people love those pieces. You know what I'm talking about. Some people don't. So whatever. Love it or hate it. We're having a good time doing it, and I'm trying to get a good cross section of different types of clubs out there. Like we did the Bridges down in San Diego, Phil Mickelson's, where he's a member. We did the Grand Del Mar, and a lot of pros were members there. We did the Bernardo Heights, where Xander Schauffele and a lot of other up and coming, players grew up playing. So, what are the top? Well, the first one I did was East Lake, and I was asked to take that down, forced to take that down. Anyways, that's okay. That course is great. Okay, so there's two things. There's indoor clubhouse facilities versus the golf course. Like, what's the best golf course? And now East Lake is home of the Tour Championship. It's a big boy golf course, but it's not like the greatest golf course I've ever played. TPC Sawgrass probably would be the number one golf course that I played, and that video is coming out soon. Now, TPC Sawgrass also probably has the best clubhouse. They have the most iconic clubhouse probably in the game of golf. Phenomenal. I did not go into the member area there. I could have went in, but to film in there, if I went in, I would have filmed. And so I just chose not to go in because I probably would have gotten in trouble for filming in there. And they did ask you not to go in there. So I respected that and didn't go in. But that clubhouse, number one, by far, I would say TPC Sawgrass would be the top tier for everything. Courses was number one. And clubhouse, iconic, was up there. Like amenities-wise, for like a member, I would go like the Bridges would be number one. I mean, that was like they had everything. The indoor, the jacuzzis, the showers, phenomenal place. All the food and stuff they have. I mean, that place is pretty awesome. So as a member, I would say so far the Bridges would be, top tier in my book. And that's in San Diego. Right up there would be the Grand Del Mar. The only reason they're not up there with the Bridges is because, one, I think practice-wise and facility and course, the Bridges is better than the Grand Del Mar. Now, the Grand Del Mar has a pretty awesome, like, saltwater jacuzzi and awesome inside member area. However, they do allow hotel guests to play golf there. So I think for that, like, you're going to have a lot of, like, visitors and resort people on the course. It's expensive, but versus the Bridges, you're just going to have guests of members there. You're not going to just like, people aren't going to stay anywhere and just show up and play the Bridges versus the Grand Del Mar. That's what would happen. But I did really like the Grand Del Mar. It's a beautiful place. I love it. And I just think for a member's experience, Bridges is going to be a little bit better than the Grand Del Mar. Bernardo Heights was phenomenal. I mean, that's just a great, like, you're going to get good. You're going to practice. You're going to have a lot of great players to play with. But it's kind of standard, middle-of-the-road country club. It's fine. It's great. Probably the best membership thing was the 4-course membership in North Georgia called the Champions Membership, where you're a member of White Columns, the Polo Club, the Manor, and Atlanta National Golf Club. Now, Atlanta National is the best golf course. That's a real deal golf course. They have big time tournaments there and qualifiers, and college events. So that's a real kind of Pete Dye, tough, could be really tough track. And now that 4-course membership, it's cool because it's not like you get to play at the 4 courses, you're actually a member at all 4, a full member, which means 4 club championships, 4 everything. And that is probably the best bang for the buck. Prices fluctuate. So, I can't always say like, oh, it's this much. It varies all the time. So that was something that was really good. And then Sherwood, obviously you've heard of Sherwood. Like that's, Los Angeles area, Los Angeles, Ventura County out there. Big names are there. Greatest hockey player ever is a member there. And a lot of actors and celebrities and you name it. That's pretty awesome place. You can't really walk it, but you're not walking the bridges or the Grand Del Mar either. You're going to walk some like East Lake and TPC Sawgrass. You'll walk those. But yeah, I would say Sherwood's phenomenal golf course, world class. They used to have Tigers event there. They have Champions Tour event there, and beautiful place. I mean, you're paying couple, arm and a leg, 2 legs, 2 arms. You're paying everything to be there, and it's that you get what you pay for. You get that exclusivity. So I would put that up there. Clubhouse is phenomenal. Course is phenomenal, and it's impeccable condition, like year round. So the ones I've done are good. But TPC Sawgrass would be number 1 in my book. I've played other ones that I haven't videoed, like Cypress Point, one of the most exclusive, hardest clubs to get on in the world, and that's by far my all-time favorite. The parking lot is like a gravel parking lot. It's just, there's not very many spots, so very few people are playing there day in, day out. It's right on the ocean, Monterey. You've seen some of the most iconic holes in the world photographed there. It's incredible. There's the clubhouse and amenities are, they wouldn't be like amazing in any sense of the word. It's just that old school classic. Hey, I'm just here to play golf. And the course, when I played it, the guy says to me, "Oh, they punched the greens like a couple weeks ago. Sorry about that." Best greens I've ever putted on, like in my life. You couldn't see one punch mark, and yet he was like, "Yeah, they're not as good as they normally are." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And the course was like crowded that day, I think, because there were like 2 groups of people on it. He's like, "Yeah, it's not normally like this." So not much play goes on there, and course was spectacular. And every hole is unique and memorable. So that would be number 1. But of the ones you've seen on my channel, Sawgrass, which hasn't come out yet, it's coming out soon. It's number 1.